If you are into Dungeons & Dragons in any capacity, you've probably heard about Tasha's Cauldron of Everything coming out last week. One of the newest Dungeons & Dragons books to hit the market, and boy howdy, is it hot! It's coming in hot! So it's a great book, obviously. A lot of people are loving it. It's got tons of new subclasses, magic items, optional rules, a DM's dream book. But with this book came a lot of new optional feats. Now, for those who don't play Dungeons & Dragons, feats are basically special abilities that you can get instead of improving your ability scores at certain levels, if your DM allows you to do that. Now, there are some feats that are pretty good. Skill Expert is obviously one of them, allowing you to give yourself crazy bonuses to a bunch of your scores. But there's another absolutely stupid feat. It is broken. It is so broken that it allowed me to make the thumbnail of my YouTube video. It is an amazing feat, to say the least. What it allows you to do, any spellcaster can now get access to the sorcerer ability of metamagic. I am talking about the feat Metamagic Adept. Metamagic in Dungeons & Dragons is an ability that sorcerers get that allows them to cast their spells in specific cool ways. For instance, let me get my other D&D book. Such an unprepared nerd. I'm about to talk about this as if I know anything and I'm a freaking loser! Empowered Spell. You can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll a number of the damage dice up to your charisma modifier. Extended Spell. You can make the spells have longer durations. Quicken Spell. This is really the bread and butter, I think, of this. When you cast a spell, there's a cast time of 1 action. You can spend 2 sorcery points to change the casting time to 1 bonus action. That is where we're going to be focusing on for today. But Quicken Spell is really what makes Metamagic Adept the most broken feat in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. I am speaking about this as if it is fact. I would like to state that it is only for the sake of this video, and this is in fact my opinion. If you have a different opinion than me, you do not need to tell me about it. Don't get your panties in a twist if you have a different opinion than me, okay? It's allowed, it's legal. I live in Canada. We have freedom of speech here. Just don't say fire in a movie theater. Otherwise, you might be saying, but Outlaw, how broken could it be? Here we go, Metamagic Adept. You learn 2 metamagic options of your choice from the Sorcerer class. You can only use 1 metamagic option on a spell when you cast it unless the option says otherwise. Whenever you reach a level that grants the ability score improvement feature, you can replace one of your metamagic options with another one. You gain 2 sorcery points to spend on metamagic. You gain all spent sorcery points when you finish a long rest. Stupid! What about, let's say that you are a wizard. Do you just want to send more fireballs? You can do that now. You have access to almost every spell in the game, and now you can send more of them. What else can you do with this absolutely stupid thing? I might be entirely over-exaggerating this. This thing might be entirely unviable in play, but there are some very specific scenarios which we will get into for why this might be one of the most broken things in the game. So at 11th level fighter, you get 3 extra attack. You get 3 attacks, right? That is insane. For just a regular humdrum build, if you are an Eldritch fighter, you have access to Metamagic Adept, you can do 3 full attacks and cast a full spell as a bonus action. Now let's get a little bit crazier. Let's take the next 6 levels of your build, so you're now up to level 17 in Blade Singing Wizard. Now that you've taken a few levels in Blade Singing Wizard, those 6 levels, at the 6th level, a Blade Singing Wizard can cast a cantrip instead of one of their extra attacks. That means that as an 11th level Eldritch Fighter and a 6th level Blade Singing Wizard, you can do 2 full attacks and a cantrip, and if you have Metamagic Adept, you can still cast another spell. So let's just say you do attack, Booming Blade, attack, and then Metamagic Adept to do Fireball! That is an insane turn! But let's get even crazier, because boy howdy, am I not done. You can cast spells like Haste on yourself as a bonus action as not a sorcerer. That is ridiculous! Here's a build that me and someone on TikTok came up with. His name is Basic Human Kindness. You should definitely go check him out. Here's a build that we found out that abuses this. 9 levels in Blade Singing Wizard, 2 levels in Paladin, 3 levels in Battle Master Fighter, 3 levels in Assassin Rogue, 3 levels in Gloom Stalker Ranger. What does this allow you to do exactly? Well, it allows you to do my thumbnail. How do you make so much damage in one single turn? Well, I'll tell you, you silly boy. Here are a few things we're going to be taking advantage of. Paladins have this ability called Divine Smite. If you cast, you can use up one of your spell slots to do some extra damage on the attack. Now, you can only do a maximum of 5d8 extra damage per attack. However, you can spend higher level spell slots than this would allow. So for instance, the maximum level spell slot you can spend on this is you can only spend a 4th level spell slot to do a maximum of 5d8. However, it doesn't say you can't spend a 5th level spell slot to still do that same 5d8 damage. It's just not efficient. So we're going to be taking advantage of that. Next thing we're going to be taking advantage of is the fact that Battle Masters get to add extra damage to some of their Battle Master techniques, an extra d8. Next thing we're going to be taking advantage of is if a Gloom Stalker moves first in the turn order, per action, they get an extra attack. So they can do an additional attack that does an extra d8 damage. It is part of their ambush ability. Look it up. And this is a mild interpretation of the rules. But because the Ranger class, this Gloom Stalker class, says per action and not per turn, we will be interpreting this as every action that gets to make an extra attack. I realize that some DMs will rule this differently. This is how I'm going to rule it. This is still a ridiculous thing you can do in the game either way, even if you don't allow this. The next thing we're going to be taking advantage of is the fact that you are an Assassin Rogue. Now, what's so special about Assassin Rogues, and why do people slap them on to a lot of the power building things? Well, because of the fact that if you surprise an enemy, every single attack that you make for that entire turn is a critical hit. Now, comment section. It's the whole turn. The surprise round is called a surprise round for a reason. It's not called the surprise attack. It's a surprise round. Surprise is dictated from the DM saying this character is surprised. Meaning for that entire round, which is only 6 seconds, they are surprised. There is no one turn thing. It is just that. You can look it up, you can scream at me in the face all you want, but that's how it is. Anyway, the Assassin Rogue gets the ability to have a critical hit every single attack as long as the enemy is surprised. Effectively meaning that we can double our dice for a long string of attacks we're about to do. And here is where things get crazy. We also can take advantage of Action Surge from Fighter. That one's important too. With all of that said and done, we slap on a Meta Magic Adept, and now we're ready to do our crazy freaking attack. Let me get my book. Keep in mind, you don't need to be blade singing to do this stuff. You just need to be a blade singer. First thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be wielding a great axe. You're going to be a half-orc. Let's call you Big Boy the Half-Orc. Big Boy the Half-Orc. He's got 9 levels in Blade Singer, 2 levels in Pally. He's got 3 levels in Gloom Stalker, 3 levels in Ass Rogue, 3 levels in Battle Fighter, making him a total of 20 levels. Next thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be going first in initiative, and you're going to have surprise on the given enemy. This is just a hypothetical to show you the hypothetical damage we could deal, okay? You got the drop on him. Your name is Big Boy the Half-Orc. You've also got the Orcish Fury feat, I should mind you that. You get the drop on them. It's time to attack. Take out your great axe, alright? You also have the heavy weapon master feat, just so you know. You also have 20 in strength, don't mind me. It's just the way the world works, okay? First hit, you get your hit. That will be a 1d12, that'll be a d12 of damage, okay? We're gonna be keeping track of these d12s. It is also a critical hit, but we're gonna be doubling this all at the end. But this isn't just any regular hit. This is also a smite. So we're gonna be attaching one of our 6th level spell slots to do this smite, adding an extra 5d8 damage. Awesome. So that's only your first attack. Now we do our second attack. But because we're a blade singer, we're going to be doing this with a cantrip called Booming Blade. This will add an extra 3d8 damage on top of this. But we're also going to be using our second 6th level spell slot to do another 5d8. So that'll be a total of extra 8d8 damage on top of this, plus another d12. That'll be 2d12 total, plus 8, 5, plus 8. That is 13d8, and that's only 2 attacks. We're not even almost done. We're not even done the first action. Let's add on the Gloom Stalker action ability. Because we're moving first, we get to add another d12 should we hit. 3d12. Add on top of this another, you guessed it, 5d8 plus another d8, 6d8, 19d8, And this is just the first action of the turn. We're not even close to done. So we're gonna repeat this. We're gonna repeat this turn. We used 1 6th level spell slot, 2 5th level spell slots for this attack. Next thing we're going to be doing is do it all again, except this time with our 3 4th level spell slots. So now we can just basically double all of this. Holy crap. Okay, so we have now 6d12 plus 38 d8 damage. That's turn 2. However, we did haste as a bonus action. So now we get to add on another attack. We get to add on a whole nother action on top of this. It's only 1 extra attack, but because of the Gloom Stalker thing, we do get another attack on top of that. So it's 2 extra attacks instead of the 3 we've been getting. 8d12 plus, because we used up our 3 of our 4th level spell slots and 1 6th level spell slot, 2 5th level spell slots, we only have our 3rd level spell slots left for these 2 attacks. Meaning that we are only doing an extra 4d8 damage for these attacks. However, we are using Booming Blade as well, so that'd still be another 3d8 damage, and an extra d8 of the Ranger, so that would be 4d8 plus 3d8, 7d8, plus 8d8 damage. So an extra 12d8, 50d8. Oh boy, so far we have 8d12 plus 50d8 damage. Now, I mentioned something very special. The fact that we're a half-orc. Why is this important? When you score a critical hit with a melee weapon attack, you can roll one of the weapon's damage dice an additional time and add it to the damage for the critical hit. We have hit 8 times with a d12 weapon, effectively increasing our damage to...
So I actually get this next part of the rules wrong. I was adding the half-orc savage attack feature before the doubling because of the critical hits, when in actuality you double them afterwards. So please excuse this small error. The damage total that you see on the screen is accurate. What I'm saying is not. Just ignore it. It should also be noted that I missed out on adding on top of this an extra 4d8s because of the Battle Master techniques. So the total was correct. What I'm saying is not. Please mind any errors. Okay.
16d12 plus 50d8. This is all prior to critical hits. Next thing we get to add on top of this. Remember how I said we were a great weapon master? If all of our attacks hit, we'd get to add an extra 80 damage, because every time you hit with a great weapon master, when you activate your feat, you add an extra 10 damage. So this is an effective plus 80. And then, of course, we get to add on our ability modifier. We have 20 strength. That's an extra plus 120 damage. And now we double our damage dice because we are an assassin rogue. 16 becomes 32d12. The plus 100d8 plus 120. The grand reveal. Let's go and see how much damage this would do. After all is said and done, you will be dealing a whopping 808 damage! It's so much. It is unfathomable the amount of damage that is. For instance, a Tarask has barely over 600 damage. That's the most bulky enemy in the game. This isn't even a nuclear paladin. This isn't even a nuclear paladin, because a nuke, I don't think it would do this much damage in D&D. You are a one-man artillery cannon with this build. You are absolutely insane. This is ridiculous, the amount of damage you can do because of this. And this isn't even the most broken thing you can do. There is more. I've just started this. I started working on this like last week, and this is just what I came up with. Imagine what I could probably do in a few weeks' time. Cut me some slack. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment in the comment section. Let me know if there are ways that you think you can optimize this build further. Let me know if I'm full of crap. I probably am. Share this with your friends and to scare your dungeon master and how to ruin his day. And thank you for watching. I hope this has been an enlightening experience. Next time I'm in a level 20 one-shot, I'm probably gonna use this build. It's multi-class so many times, it's probably ass. But if I see an enemy and I get surprised, they are a goner. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this with your friends if you can. And have a good day. And get the fuck out of my house.